Okay.
Okay. So going through there, I mean, a lot of the applications, one of the things we had when we brought Pandora and Fandango into it, or they've been working with us, is not just to bring their applications over as a silo, but how they actually integrate into the overall system. So with Fandango, there's a couple things they've done. So they actually hooked into our GPS, so we can figure out where we are. So as you're going through, and I'll hit Fast and Furious, it'll go through, check where I am, because it can pull my fix and find the movie theaters that are close by. So I can go through here. In this case, I can go to the Brendan Theater. I can go to the Showcase 8. Orleans is showing it. Orleans is showing everything this week. It must be a fairly large theater. So you don't have to worry about where you are. It'll actually just keep pulling it in and find the closest theater for you.
Right.
In addition, if you go through and just use the standard process to buy from Fandango, so either with an account or with a credit card, it will put a calendar reminder into your calendar that you bought the tickets. So it blocks that time saying, it's fully integrated into the Synergy calendars. And we have on it, if there's a trailer for it, and I'll see if I've got a trailer for Fast and Furious today. So any of the trailers for it will actually go out, do an RTSP feed into it, and then bring the trailer down to you.
Gotcha.
So again, hooking into the underlying framework we have on the device, so that you can have all the videos, any of the different pieces here.
And that's pulling it down live?
Yeah, this is pulling it down live, just going over the connection. And this is just, I was showing it all week, but I never had any movies because it just released today. And you've got great frame rate cutting through it. It shows off the screen as we're going through. If at any time I wanted to stop it, what we'll do is actually just pause it in place. It's just, again, it's just one of the cards. You just bring it back up. I hit play. It kept where it was and just keeps going. So definitely great integration with it. Shows you what you're looking for and then drops into your calendar and knows where you are.
So this is all within the application?
No, this is actually, so it pulled the streaming down and put it into our media player to actually play it. So again, it'll pause through, and this just gives you what you have, and then you can just work through with any applications. Again, go and buy it. If you want to close it, again, you just flip it off the screen. So, I mean, great integration going through it and showing off a lot of what we did from the foundations on it. Other guys, Pandora, great app, and actually we're listening to them on the TV as well. What we did with Pandora, again, they came through, working with them, great, bringing down your music. It basically streams through, and you can rate music. We've got Beatles radio on here right now. So as you go through, again, it'll stream it down, so you start bringing down both the cover art and also bringing down the music. And once we get him down here, a lot of what we focused on, or what Pandora focused on, and we worked with an SDK, was how can you set it up so they can have the same type of controls as we do on our media player. So with Pandora, so you just listen through the pieces. I'll just fast forward the song. If I was going through and say, I just want an email, I'll just bring my email app up. I'm working something else. I'll bring up my Gmail account. I'll just bring up an email, so I'm just sort of going through the device. As songs cycle through it, and you'll see it down at the bottom when we have a new one, we'll actually get the next song will show up in the notification bar. Again, giving you updates on what's going on with it. You'll have the little icon for Pandora. If I click on it, I continue doing rating. I can do the live pause on it, so I'm going through and pause the song in place. Again, just like our media player, they have full advantage of the notification bar. We built it in the SDK, so third-party developers, anybody who wants to can build apps that are really seamlessly built into the OS. Right. It's not a siloed app. It's not just, I got on this one and this one and this one. It's, it brought in here and it acts like everything else.
Right.
It's a really key part, and we really appreciate how they've worked on here with it. The other app that we're showing today, and it's important the last day of the show, there's an application called FlightView. What FlightView is they go out, and you can track flights. So in this case, if I want to go through and look, I'll do it by route, so I'm watching my flights today. And if I'm going from Las Vegas, actually LAS, and I'm going to go to San Jose, and this is an early version of their app they've been going through, and I'm going to go through and look at Southwest for today. What this will go out and go through and pull all the flight information down. It will tell me where flights are, whether they're scheduled, if they've landed, if there's problem with them going through. I found my flight actually is stuck in Omaha, so I'm going to see when I get out here tonight. If it's I don't have one that's actually taken off yet.
Can you track individual flights?
You can track individual flights. I can do it by flight number. Normally, if you have one that's actually in the air, and I'm just have scheduled and landed because this one seems to be having an issue and it won't give me the information on it. If I go back to the main page, if it's a live flight, so it's in the air right now, and this one actually is showing going from New York to Austin, They'll pull the data feed from where the airplane is, give you a map, show you when it's arriving, tell you when it was supposed to be there and what the actual time is.
So you can actually watch that.
You can watch the plane moving around. Yeah, it's just like the back of your seat in a lot of airplanes. And they've gone through and we've hooked it in notifications so that if it's late, it'll pop up in a notification bar saying
down there.
Yeah, on the bottom saying that the arrival time has changed to X. Giving you, again, trying to make it's an application, it's great for what it does, but how do you make it built into the whole system so when I track the flight, it just notifies me when I need to have information.
Right, and with seamless integration.
Yeah, yes, definitely. So I mean, these are a lot of the apps we were showing in addition to, I don't know, so Matt walked through, I guess Classic's the only other one from Sound that we're really showing this week.
Right.
Have you seen Classic yet?
I have not.
Oh, okay. So what Classic is, we worked with a company called Motion Apps. Motion Apps went through, they actually took the entire Palm OS and they wrapped it to make it a WebOS application. So you can have Access Powered coming up on it.
To emulate.
To allow me, if I have an old Palm OS app, all I would do is I would plug my device in with my USB drive. It comes up like a flash drive on your PC. You drag your PRCs and PDBs over the files it used for the Palm OS applications over into this folder on your device, and they'll pop up on the device. So this is fully hooked into your keyboard. So if I want to start moving around on it, I have keyboard access to it. You can go to the menus. If I want to get info about the device, I just hit I for info. It brings it up. You have 5-way controls. There's a virtual 5-way on the device. You've got a center punch, and one of the applications that we've tested is Hippocrates, which is a medical application. It's widely used. All we did is we took the Centro, basically took the PRC we get on a Centro, just happened to be the phone I had around, moved it over to the Pre, launched it, it downloaded over the air, and you get the entirety of the Hippocrates application, what you've already got through your accounts. It does over-the-air updates of any reminders you had or any updates for your notifications. And
so you can kind of just take whatever you had on your old Palm phone
and bring it over. Yeah, and the again, it's a WebOS app. So I leave it up here, I go back over, I'm back into my email. I mean, really trying to make it seamless as we're going through it.
So the emulator, does it support gestures?
The emulator does not support gestures. It acts so when it's up like this, it acts like Palm OS.
So
The only gestures you have
Palm
are
OS features are...
you have so really there's two types of gestures on the Pre. You have in-application gestures and you have the command gestures. So it does support command gestures, anything that starts in the core navigation, but inside the application you're using Palm OS and how it's done. So whether I'm gonna I'll get one that actually will go through and let's see if I have scrolling on here. Yeah, let's go to clinical news. If I want to scroll, you basically just tap on it to scroll, or I just use 5-way to scroll up. So it's acting like a Palm OS app would.
Very cool.
And the whole goal of it was, and really they did a great job. Motion Apps, when they put it on here, they said, okay, let's treat the flash of the device just like an SD card, so Palm OS doesn't get confused. You're not changing Palm OS, you're just mapping it into the new WebOS environment. Yeah. And it just acts like everything else.
Okay.